Welcome. Let's tap into the energy and see what's going on. And we get, spirit of place. Means number, what's this number 4? Yeah, show you again. So your foundation, your stability, spirit of place. Authenticity is the essence of power. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. So facing things with honesty. That makes me think of something that I was pondering recently. A real way that you can elevate yourself is, for instance, that one thing that you have always struggled with, that you don't like about yourself, but sometimes you kind of ignore that you don't like it about yourself, or you just figure it's just how you are, that this is just you, this is just Susan. Susan has always been envious of someone else's home decor. Let's just give it that way. Something like, every time I'm Susan, for instance, every time I visit someone's home, I find something to envy. Like, their wallpaper is just beautiful and I wish I had that wallpaper. Or the carpeting is plush and I wish my carpet was as plush. Whatever it is, especially particular people, right? I wish that I had what that one has, because something about Brenda makes me feel maybe inferior. No, that's the mature, down the line, I would say shadow work. But before you get to that point of tackling it, you may not even go further than just resenting, and maybe even being passive aggressive or critical. Maybe when you visit Brenda, you don't tell her you like the plush carpet. You don't tell her that you love her wallpaper. You say something like, what's that smell? I smell garlic. You know what I'm saying. And instead of you asking yourself after you leave, why am I like that? Why? What is evoking that within me? Because you're afraid to face authentically, right? Yourself. You stop. You just think, that was it and I'm leaving. And, maybe at the very corner of your mind, that you need to dig into that, or you need to address this within yourself, but you just are not there yet. I'm asking you to look for those areas. Just look for them. Because maybe they're so deep and they're hiding from you, but you're consciously now looking for those. So I think you'll recognize them and say to yourself, wow, that's definitely, coming from a place. But what is that place and why is it there? Why am I insecure about Brenda's place? Why? We both have nice things. What is that coming from? And then from there, your journey begins. And before you know it, that's half the battle. You know that you're that way. You need to clean it up. You have to address why you feel inferior on some level and deal with that, And it is something that I think is helpful. So with that, let me keep going here. Okay, I'll take the top two that are here. I haven't even gotten going. And I noticed acceptance. Let me read that and why am I attracted to that word regarding this topic. You may be disappointed with a recent outcome. Remember, if one door closes, you are being redirected to one that will soon open to your true soul path. Acceptance with the healing. Okay, I'm going to take both sides. So acceptance with the healing. Your body, mind, and soul are in a period of deep healing right now. You're going through many transformations at once, and you're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with open arms and an open heart. Open arms and an open heart, giving yourself that healing. You can ask your angels, your ancestors, the Most High. You could say, I feel like this part of me is a little bit dark, or is a little bit unpretty, or whatever you want to call it. Help me tackle it. I don't know where to begin, but I want to improve. I don't want there to be any areas that I don't tackle about myself. I want to work on this. Help me see places in myself that I can work on. And I'm not afraid. I'm going to be authentic, and being authentic requires a vulnerability. It requires you to not be afraid to show that ugly side. That means that you know that nobody's perfect, and you don't have to hold yourself to a standard of where I don't do anything wrong. I'm perfect. I do everything right. I say everything right. That's just not true. We're all works of art, and art is not perfect, So healing parts of you that you need to accept that need some work. You accept those parts, of you, and it may not be something you solve overnight. This is not to say the next time you go to Brenda's house, you won't. Oh my goodness, don't tell me she has those pillows now. You may feel like that, but at least your mind is ready to work on it. And that's the only way to get started to heal, is to at least recognize it. And then before you know it, you are progressing. You're progressing. Okay, should I just keep going? Because we do have patience with the stuck in fear. So patience, you're being asked to practice patience right now. It's not easy to do this, but you're strong, and there's a reason why things aren't aligning in the way that you want to. So yes, be patient with this process. It's helping you to be in alignment with becoming a high vibrational person. Because think about it, it's not very high vibrational to walk into Brenda's place and not immediately look for something that you can tell her is beautiful about her place, and never thinking, your mind shouldn't even go to, unless the smell of garlic is really knocking you down. Then of course, what can you say? You can make a joke about it or something, but you know what I mean. Your heart is in the right place. So being high vibrational, being able to go to her place without seeking something to tear her down, but always wanting to let her know that her place is lovely. And then not only that, you just greeting her unconditionally with love. That's where you want to get at, where no matter who you're coming around, Brenda, Carmela, whoever that you go around, that is always unconditional, authentic, from a loving place. Never resentful, never jealous. That's what I'm trying to get to. And then we have stuck in fear to the patience. Patience while you may still be stuck in fear, okay? Giving yourself grace. You're thinking of all the things that could go wrong, but what about all the things that could go right? Make a paradigm shift in your thinking and take inspired action anyway. So after you assess that this is something you want to work on, maybe you could have the conversation with Brenda and say, you know what? You know how every time I visit you, and instead of telling you that I love your carpet and it's so plush, I tell you that, your neighbors are too noisy, or your yard is small. How do you not, whatever it is that you could just be honest and say that wasn't being a good friend. And I'm working on that, but I'm telling you, I really do love your place. And maybe I was a little bit jealous, or I feel like that would be so beautiful of you. You would feel beautiful. You would feel elevated, is what I feel. And that's just to give an example. There's so many different ways that we fall short sometimes of being the best friend, the best just person, that we could be. Let's get an angel message. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, a beautiful one. Maybe work on some of these things, or try them out. Make fun of, make it like fun and interesting. Okay, okay. Hope. It's like peace. The dove, very calm vibration, very peaceful. Let's see. No matter how heavy the moment feels, trust that this too shall pass. Your angels surround you with love and assurance, reminding you that change is truly possible. So you can change. It's truly possible. You can feel more peaceful within yourself. You may be grappling with something heavier than carpets and wall hangings, and jealousy of a friend's decor. It could be something else, of course, that could be heavy. And just know that this too shall pass. But approach it authentically and bravely, calling on and drawing on the strength from God. And you'll come out on the other side of it feeling like so much better. So much better. And you'll become in the habit of doing things that way, facing it head on, authentically. So with that, I will see you in the next reading.